Good morning, everyone. This is Marshall Gittler bringing you the morning comment for July 16th. While Fed Chair Janet Yellen's press conference yesterday didn't contain any new information, her style of presentation was somewhat more hawkish than before. She pointed to the FOMC's recent forecasts on rates, which are much higher than the market's forecasts, and so seemed to be warning the market that it was being too dovish, too complacent. Seems a lot like Bank of England Governor Carney's recent warnings about how the market's being too complacent about the possibility of rate hikes in the UK. And we all know how the pound reacted to his warnings. I expect something similar to happen to the dollar in the not too distant future as Yellen's and the FOMC's vision gradually comes to pass. In fact, the market didn't miss the implications, and the dollar was up against virtually all currencies yesterday, both the G10 and emerging market. The only exception was the pound, which gained on the dollar after Tuesday's announcement of a sudden jump in UK inflation in June, which makes a rate hike there seem all the more likely. As for today, the Riksbank releases the minutes from its latest policy meeting when it shocked the markets by cutting rates more than expected. Now, the Swedish krona has recovered a bit since that meeting, so there's a chance that the details could shock the market again and cause the currency to weaken it once again. From the UK, the nation's unemployment rate for May is forecast to decline. However, the focus will probably be on average earnings, which are expected to slow in May. It remains to be seen how these contradictory items will play out in the market. If wage increases are slowing, the Monetary Policy Committee is likely to conclude that there's still sufficient slack in the economy and no urgent need to tighten. It's a busy day in the U.S. Industrial production and PPI data for June are due out, as well as the National Association of Home Builders Market Index for July, and the Fed releases the Beige Book. On top of that, we also have Fed Chair Yellen's second day of testimony to the House on monetary policy. Dallas Fed President Richard Fisher also speaks. Finally, in Canada, the Bank of Canada meets to decide on its interest rates. The Canadian dollar had been firming on expectations that they'll move from a neutral to a tightening bias, but I disagree, especially after last Friday's higher than expected unemployment rate for June. For more information, including technical analysis, please read the full comment on IronFX.com. You can also follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or circle us on Google+ to get more trading ideas. This is Marshall Gittler, Global Head of FX Strategy at IronFX Global, wishing you solid trading.